Welcome to Davy's Take. Today we're talking about Warfare, a new film from Alex Garland. So Warfare was also directed by Ray Mendoza. He is an ex-Navy SEAL, he is a veteran, and this is a film that depicts a real event that happened to him when he was serving in the Iraq War. So this entire film is based off his accounts of what happened and also the other people that were there. And I have to say right off the bat that this film is absolutely brutal, but it's also brilliant. I think Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza have made one of the more effective war movies I've seen in a very long time. And this doesn't feel like your typical war movie. This really feels like a retelling of these events of a mission gone horribly wrong in 2006. So what I mean by that, if you compare this to a film like Saving Private Ryan or Black Hawk Down, where there's this large narrative, very long run time, there's a lot of moments with characters, kind of developing them and getting their backstory and everything like that. You don't get that here. This movie is extremely straightforward. It's Ray Mendoza saying, hey, this happened to me when I was serving and I want everyone to see what happened. So that might irritate some people that we don't get like backstories or anything like that, but for this film, I think it really works. We get these subtle looks from the characters to understand their relationships and the brotherhood around that. And that has to do with really great filmmaking, but also amazing performances. I read somewhere that these actors all went to a boot camp to really prepare for these roles when it comes to the military stuff, but they form this brotherhood and you can really tell on screen. And obviously that's very important because you're portraying real life people that went through this horrific event, so you have to make sure you get it right. And this film is extremely intense, extremely suspenseful. I was sweating the whole entire time. And like I said before, this is a real-time telling of what happened. What I mean by that is the events that happened in real life took about an hour and a half, and this film is about 90 minutes long. So there's these long sequences of soldiers just sort of waiting around for something to happen, or there's something going on in another room where they need to go get something, and it's so tense and suspenseful because you don't know what's around that door. You don't know what's going to happen. And this film absolutely does not hold back any punches. There is some horrific imagery in this movie, but I think the film does justice of what it's trying to do and what it's trying to show. Yes, it's extremely disturbing, but I appreciate the film for showing that. They want to show this depiction of warfare. The film isn't coming at this at any political angle or anything like that. It just wants to show how scary and fucking shitty warfare can be. And these filmmakers wanted to do justice to this event, this isolated event in this giant battle, but it had such impact on these characters and these people in real life. So I have to say, this is one of the more disturbing movies I've seen in a very long time, but like I said before, I appreciate the film for going there, for going that far. And another reason why this film is so effective, it's sensory overload. There are so many sequences in this film where chaos is happening, and there's just so much going on that I started to feel such anxiety. And the film does an effective job of doing its best to have the audience feel what these soldiers are feeling. Obviously, we could never actually feel what they were feeling, but the movie does its best job for us to feel that type of anxiety, and it's super effective. And one of the main reasons why that works is the sound design. This is one of the best sound designs I think I've ever heard. There's parts in this movie where we cut in between characters' point of view and their like perspective of sound, where one character might be somewhere where nothing really happened, but another character was saved by like an explosion, and it goes silent, the ringing, and it's so effective because we get those different perspectives of what's going on, and it paints this horrific environment of what's happening. And like I said before, you just feel this type of anxiety. I just gotta say that Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza, they did their job. This is one of the more effective war movies I've seen in a while because it doesn't hold back any punches. It doesn't waste your time at all. It just wants to tell you the story of this isolated event that happened in this big war in Iraq. And it's one of the more disturbing and intense films I've seen in a long time. I'm going to give Warfare 9.5 Davey Daves. This film will not be for everyone. Like I've been saying, it's extremely disturbing, but I can see some people wanting more. Like more of a story, more backstory, that type of stuff. But I think how the film went about telling this story, I think it was the best way you can do it. So, Warfare. Let me know what you guys thought of it once you've seen it. I'm curious to hear. And thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Dave's Takes.